For tonight's huge AFC North matchup. And Jeremy, some big names will not be out there for both teams. What do we need to know there?
Laura, both teams are beat up as they're trying to get right, coming off of ugly losses. Starting with this graphic here on the Cincinnati side, Sam Hubbard out with an ankle. T. Higgins out with a hamstring. That latter is significant because I talked to some Cincinnati players who said our offense has simply not been up to our expectations. Everybody had to look in the mirror this week, and center Ted Karras told me we probably have to put up 30 points or more to get this done in Baltimore. And on the Ravens side, Ronnie Stanley, he's out. Marlon Humphrey, star cornerback, he's out with a calf issue. And that latter one plays big for Cincinnati because they believe they can get some matchups with Jamar Chase mixing and matching. Now, Baltimore's trying to make do with what they have at cornerback. They have a young player, Brandon Stevens, a starter they really like. But some veterans like Rocky Sin, Ronald Darby will be on the other side of the field and will probably see Chase at some points in the game. So the Ravens are hoping that they have enough bodies to throw at that star receiver to make it work.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Thanks to Jeremy for the latest there. And Joe Burrow has struggled against man coverage this season as he's averaged only 5.2 yards per pass attempt. That's the fifth worst in the NFL. That could be an issue against a Ravens defense that has been excellent when playing man coverage, allowing the fewest yards per attempt in the league. It's a great matchup, and the Ravens win over the Bengals back in week 2. Baltimore played man coverage on 74% of dropbacks, the highest rate that Burrow has faced in his career. So, Marcus, as you look at this side of the matchup, okay, what concerns you about that Bengals offense?
For me, it's the interior of this offensive line. They've been giving up pressure at a high rate. Actually, they have the worst pass block win rate in the NFL. And it kept showing up on film as we start seeing these interior pressures happening. We remember Sheldon Rankins. This was a 3-sack game from him. But it's also games that people are forcing these guards to have to move and move their eyes and find penetrating defensive linemen. Again, you see right here, another situation where the interior pressure from the San Francisco 49ers gets Joe off the spot. And we know early in the season he had a calf injury, so that may play into it. But he's healthy now, and they are still giving up so much pressure. I hate to make it feel like I'm singling out guys on this Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, but they are a real issue. And I think if the Baltimore Ravens stay aggressive, especially with the way Justin Madubuike is playing the 3 technique for them and Pierce on the interior and running games with Oweh, and obviously you bring in all of the things that Mike McDonald brings to the party as the defense coordinator, this could be a real issue for Cincinnati if they want to put up 30, like Jeremy mentioned in his open.
Marcus, just watching that tape quickly, that's incumbent upon them trying to hit some trap runs where they're pulling people and try to get those D linemen upfield. You know, it has to happen on pass or rundowns. First of all, to win tonight, Cincinnati, yes, 12 to 15 targets to Jamar Chase, minimum. If you want to win, he has to get the ball 12 to 15 times thrown to him. I think tonight is paramount. Cincinnati's offense, you got to be great on first down. If we watch this football team throughout the season, when they struggle on first down and get into those third and obvious situations, to Marcus's point, that's when some of these interior issues show up. Look at who they are versus wins and losses splits. I mean, it's a completely different football team when they're good on first downs because mainly they go first down, second down, first down. They don't even get the third down that often. And if they do, it's so much more of a easier executing third down situation. Not only that, but also how Baltimore plays defense. We talked last week ad nauseum about their simulated pressures. If Cincinnati's going to face a lot of these third downs and lets Baltimore play to their strength, that's a disadvantage for them. They got to be really good on first down tonight.
Well, that starts with the other Joe. We focus so much on what Joe Burrow can do for this team and how great he is in the pass game, also manipulating the pocket. But Joe Mixon was a huge part of the Super Bowl run, or the run to get to the Super Bowl, and everything since. When you look back at the San Francisco 49ers game, when they made a consistent effort to run the football, Joe Mixon was extremely successful. That's what you need to do against the Baltimore Ravens. Take a look at the Cleveland Browns and the way that they were able to have success in the run game. Now, this puts Joe Burrow in front of the sticks, the Cincinnati offense in favorable positions, and also using Jamar Chase as more than just a guy to go deep. The way they get him the football in the backfield, quick screens, using the RPO, counting the numbers on the outside, knowing if he would have a one-on-one. Get the football out of Joe Burrow's hands quickly, get the ball into Joe Mixon's hands, and I believe that gives you the favorable third downs you'll be looking for so you aren't facing those multiple Mike McDonald blitz packages.
Yeah, hey, RC, in 6 career games against the Ravens, including the playoffs, Jamar Chase has averaged 96 receiving yards per game. Adam, what do you know about Justin Jefferson as we get to our top stories here?
Laura, my sense is that Justin Jefferson will not be back this week. We'll see whether or not he can make it back. Ultimately, as he said, the decision belongs to him. But next week, the Vikings play on Monday night, which would give him an extra day rest. And then the week after, they have a bye week. So if he doesn't play this or next week, he would get extra added time for that hamstring to heal, but it would surprise me personally if he played Sunday night against the Denver Broncos in Denver. As for the other stories today, Devon Achane limited practice again, but he is tracking to be able to return from that knee injury. This is the date that the Dolphins had scheduled on their roster all along, that he would be able to be playing against the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, limited to practice with that knee injury. We'll see whether he can fully make it back, but the sense is he could be available on Sunday. And the same is true of the Giants running back Saquon Barkley, despite the fact that he's been limited to practice in each of the last 2 days due to an ankle injury that he suffered at the end of the game against the Dallas Cowboys, continuing what has been a very frustrating season for Saquon Barkley as he has battled ankle injuries all year long. My sense is he should be out there again on Sunday. Don't know that he's at full strength, and this Giants season has deteriorated quickly. And there's the notable injuries for tonight. We know T. Higgins and Sam Hubbard are out. Ronnie Stanley's out. Marlon Humphrey not expected to play. So both teams a little shorthanded on a short week for a big AFC North battle.